Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another Life with Miss video. And it's pretty damn close to the end of the month, so I figure we'll just do a little recap. Some stuff did happen this week though. This was a pretty busy week for me. So we'll start from the beginning. So the very beginning would be last week. There was something I didn't tell you that I did last week. And the reason is because I just wanted to wait out a week, see how I felt about it, and then I was going to tell you about it. So I'll tell you now. Last week, I had started volunteering at this place. One day I was just like, I've been talking my stream lately about how I want to like get out of the house and do things, and bingo has been one of the ideas. I still want to execute that idea one of these days. But I had thought about volunteer. I'm like, volunteer might be a great way to kind of get myself out of the house once in a while, meet some people, and so I started doing some volunteer work. I guess I'll just keep it hush hush where I decided to, just safety reasons, I guess, a lot of people do know roughly, I'm not very secretive of my city, so a lot of people could kind of put two and two together eventually. So I'll just keep it hush hush. But it's kitchen work that I'm doing. They all are pretty much, so that tells you nothing. That could be literally any volunteer job. But yeah, so it's, feeding people. And so I started doing that last week, and I've been trying to go weekly, just to kind of have a place that I go to every week that isn't content related, it's not work related, well, not paid work related. And yeah, so that's been great. I actually met a friend through there. We've been texting back and forth. We've been talking about like maybe doing K-days in the summer, and going to concerts, and that's exactly what I need in my life right now. I need that friend that wants to like go out places. I have friends, but a lot of them just don't want to do anything, and so yeah, it's been cool. We met on the first day of the volunteer work, and we were teamed up together, and so of course we were chit-chatting with each other, and I said I played World of Warcraft. He said he used to, and yeah, he's an ex World of Warcraft player. He says he plays farming games now. I feel like that could be almost anything. I didn't inquire on which farming games. I just sort of assumed maybe Stardew Valley or something. But yeah, it's been great. So met a new friend, and yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that, because a lot of my friends are online. I do have, I have two best friends local here. One's a girl, one's a guy. Don't see the girl one too terribly often. She's married. She's one of those people that once she got married, she just kind of forgot she had friends, and so unfortunate that there are people like that. I get that, you have other priorities, but you don't have to toss your friends to the side, right? So I only really hear from her now when she needs something, which was last week when she needed a cleaner for her dad. Yeah, but, because I have the cleaning business. So yeah, and then my male best friend is the one that I talk about on this channel, Mark. We live together. He's older though, so he doesn't want to quite do some of the things that when I do finally want to leave the house, they're the things I want to do, like K-days, and, I want to go places. I'd love to bring you guys with, and maybe I've met the friend that, we can hang out together, and also maybe he'll be okay with some content creation along the way. And yeah, if not, you guys will still get some. You'll just get me. But not gonna lie, it'd be kind of cool if it would be kind of cool if he was the kind of friend that was okay with being part of the content. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's been great. The volunteer work was great. And, one of the major reasons that I had thought about doing it, aside from the fact that I wanted to kind of get out and stuff, was that I've been looking for like a job to have to the side of my business. And it's been a struggle bus, right? So I was like, you know what? Nothing's happening. Maybe I'll just go volunteer for a bit. The minute I made that decision, this brings us to Monday. So I had my volunteer interview on Friday the 13th, ironically, March, which was Friday the 13th. So that was my interview, and then I did my first shift on the Tuesday, which ironically St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, the first 2 days were like interesting days. Yeah. And I've been going like, I would say 1 to 2 times a week since. The plan was to actually do it even more than that, but I'll tell you what happened next. Okay. So Monday rolls around, and this is this past Monday. So we're on the past, like the week, the current week topic. So this past Monday, okay, another thing to add in is last week, before I did the last vlog video, like that particular week, I'd gone to an interview, and it just sort of, I'd given up a while back. I've just been focusing the business. I gave up on applying for jobs quite a while ago. I've just been kind of working on the business and making money through my business. And then this email popped up, and it was inviting me to this job interview. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell? Well, what's there to lose, So I do that. And then this Monday, I got the job offer. So I have a new job. I am still doing the business. The business is my priority. But I did want a job at the side, just to kind of help me provide for the business, help me support the business a little more while I'm trying to bring on, people and, generate a decent amount of money for it. And yeah, so this will be perfect. Now, fun fact, I had my first official day on Thursday. So that was my first official day. I got hired on Monday, and first work day was Thursday. And so I met with the owner, aka boss, my boss, and we had a lot in common. World of Warcraft. It's funny because, like, back in the day, those weren't things I had in common, like even back in the early 2000s. But now, WoW's like 21 years old. Gaming is mainstream. It's like, yeah, most of the people I meet have played the game. So we ended up talking a bit after my work shift. about WoW. You know, he said he plays the new Demon Hunter class. He's liking the whole melee and ranged spec of that. I haven't fiddled with that one. You know, you guys know me. I love my druid. I play my druid all the time. So I haven't fiddled around with the new class for Demon Hunter. But that is what my new boss, plays. And he's a raider, so he raids with his Demon Hunter. And yeah, so I thought that was really cool. It's like, yeah, meeting all these people lately that play my game. So that is the highlights of my week. So it's been a great week. It was a great start because like Monday, getting hired on a Monday it's such a booster to your week. You know, it really helps you just enjoy your week, you know, and yeah. So the nice part, once again, gonna keep my privacy here. I have heard way too many horror stories of people telling people online exactly where they work, and then things happen, and you know, all of a sudden they're getting fired because of some rando online that called their boss up or something, you know? Like, so gonna keep it all pretty on the down low, okay? But I will tell you what I'm doing, and you know, as far as work, you guys can hear about my business, my cleaning business that I run. You know, I'm the owner of that, so that is the business that I'll be a little more open with you guys for, because you know, nothing can hurt me there. I run it, right? But for this new one, I'm gonna keep it on the down low. But you might remember a while back, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you might remember that I really wanted like a physical job again because of me trying to lose weight, and I thought it might help us with our daily, because you know, you got to go to work anyway, right? And that's what I got a warehouse job, you know. So we're back in the warehouse, we're back doing physical, you know, I'll be lifting all day, I'll be walking all day, you know. Yeah, so it's just what I needed, you know. And yeah, so yeah, that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like I said, I'd given up. You know, I gave up a long time ago looking for a job. And yeah, that's why I brought my business back in play, because I'd given up. You know, it was rough out there. I didn't want to go back to being a nurse. And honestly, for those that are job hunting, I'll tell you how it works. If you got degrees, you'll have no problem. I could have gotten a nurse job like that, you know? But if you are applying to things that have like less of an entry barrier, then you're gonna struggle. Those are high demand, everyone's applying for them. So yeah, definitely suggest that if you are out there looking for a job and you're struggling, maybe get some training somewhere. It's hard if you're looking to get like an everyday job, like a cashier or, you know, stock or whatever. Like those are the hard jobs to get. But, you know, but with me, I stopped doing the nursing job years ago, right? I quit it to start up my business. And yeah, my business that I talk about now, I had shut it down during COVID. So I've spent the last pretty long time being the owner of a business, right? So yeah, it's, you know, but it's nice working for someone too, because, less responsibility, right? All I gotta do is just go to work, get my paycheck, you know. With the business, it's everything falls on me, you know. Like I have to get the clients, I have to, you know, make sure the money's coming in. I have to make sure they're happy consistently. Like it is tough. It's tougher being the owner of a business because you make your paycheck, you know? It's not the same as when you just work for someone and you go to work, you do your, 40 hours a week or 80 hours a week or whatever, and then you come home and have a paycheck. Yeah, it's a lot tougher. So it's I like that I have both now, and yeah, I like that, so now, in a sense, we have 4 jobs now. 5 if you count my no pay volunteer work. But and sometimes I do count shit like that because I count content creation as a job, and I get paid very little, but I put way more hours into content than any of the jobs, probably all of them put together. So but if anyone was curious, job number 1 is of course my business. Job number 2, this new one that I got this past week. Job number 3 is my YouTube, because video editing and recording and all that. Job number 4, streams. I do that, 40 hours a week. And then job number 5, if we were to count it, I guess, is the volunteer work. It is technically working. I am working. I just, I was okay with dedicating a bit of my free time to, not that I ever have free time, there isn't really free time. I can always get more videos out. You know what I mean? Like, as a content creator, you can always put more content out. Yeah. So yeah. Plus I run multiple channels, and there are, some weeks I don't put up a cooking video, and, yeah, there's always stuff we could still do. But yeah, so pretty hyped about that. The new job, it is a new, fresh location. It is under construction right now, and we will be the first ones in there. So that's kind of the nice part about that. Yeah. I don't think I've ever worked at a place other than my business, where I'm part of some of the first people that walk in there as employees. So that's cool. I'll have first dibs at the lockers. I'll have, if I, run into customers a little more often than not, they'll get to know me as, one of the first people, I guess. And yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about it. I like the idea of starting fresh with everyone. I love that idea. I'm not a new hire coming into an established location. It is a pretty established business, but it's a new location, and yeah, so I'm pretty psyched about that. Yeah, I think that's very cool, and yeah, so I've already met a lot of my coworkers because of orientation and stuff, and since the location is still under construction, our first day was actually over at a hotel. Yeah, so yeah, it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty cool. Yeah, it's just what I needed. I'm not, one of the biggest reasons that, like, I really just wanted kind of anything, you know, just anything that gives me a paycheck, because I don't want a reason to leave my business, right? That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go back to being a nurse, because nurses make a lot of money. I left that money to do what I want to do, you know? The money was good, but I didn't really care about the split shifts and, you know, working 12 plus hours a day, you know? And so I traded that off a long time ago, like 20 years ago, for doing what I want to do. It's still good money. It's just a tad less than I was making when I was a nurse, right? But yeah, that's the trade-off. You know, one thing to know about me is I don't give a fuck about money. All I ever care about is that I'm able to play my World of Warcraft. I have a roof over my head. I have at least some food going in my belly. And I guess maybe Netflix is paid, you know? And the internet. Like, yeah, I am a pretty easygoing person. I don't need a whole lot to live off of because I don't do a lot. Although I do want to start going out. I do want to start going out again. And yeah, so yeah. So that's the week. I don't want to ramble too much about that. I did go shopping on, was it Friday? I think it was Friday. Yeah, I went shopping on Friday to buy some new work clothes. So this is one of my new shirts. So it's you know, it's black. It's got a little pocket here. I thought that was kind of cute. Yeah. And so it's one of my new shirts, and yeah, I grabbed a few new shirts, and I really just needed new pants. And because I've been working from home for a long time, you know, so I just wear whatever the fuck I want at home because I work from home. And then I do go out to locations through the business because, you know, right now it's just me, myself, and I run everything, right? So I, you know, I'm at home for, you know, taking client calls and all that stuff, but I do actually leave the house to clean houses, cut lawn, shovel walks, you know, and yeah, but it's my business. I just go out in yoga pants, you know, like I just, you know, plus it's cleaning. You want to be in the comfiest clothes, and yeah, so I needed a bit of a different wardrobe for my job, and yeah, so I spent like $100 on clothes, which doesn't even get you that far nowadays, right? Like, yeah. But it was okay. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.